This is the worst episode of World Strictest Parents ever.
Just want to let you know, Max is a drug dog.
Oh, is he? I will smack you.
Breathe on me. You have been drinking? I'm getting fed tonight, I told you that.
And you know what happens when you've got no conscience? It's only 3 ways. Jail, institutions, or death.
Hello, you gorgeous donuts. Imagine being a rebellious teen. You skip school, you smoke, you drink, you terrorise the local neighbourhood on a daily basis. And then one day your parents decide to just ship you off to a brand new country, a country you've never been to, in the hopes that you will sort yourself out by staying with some strict parents. Well, that is the crazy show that we will be breaking down today, called World Strictest Parents. We're going to be reacting to the most notorious episode that has ever aired from this show. It actually has the most views as well, and you're gonna see why, because it's absolutely mental. It involves 2 kids from Australia. One is Australian and one is British, flying the flag for the UK. And they've been labelled the worst ever children that have appeared on the show, and you will see why that definitely is the case. The longer this episode goes on, the worse it gets. Like, you think that, alright, okay, we've reached a point where it can't get any worse, and then it gets worse. And there's actually a point later on in this episode where I guarantee that you will shed a tear. I'm so excited to break down this episode for you. So the episode begins with us meeting Riley, who's recently turned 16, and her parents have labelled her as evil. However, she doesn't think that she is.
Don't touch me. Another parent will probably look at me like, yeah, she's normal. My parents just have higher expectations.
I love that, like, yeah, everyone else thinks I'm normal. It's just me parents that are a pair of pricks.
I don't care. You're not having my phone to buy me cigarettes. I can't buy them. Are you stupid or something?
To be fair, that is what a normal daughter would do, like blackmailing your parents. If they want your phone, they have to buy you cigarettes. I definitely think every other parent will look at her and go, yeah, that's completely normal. These parents are bastards.
I am disrespectful, but I just do what I want.
Do you know if a child ends up like this, do you think it's mainly down to the parents, or do you think it's just who they are, just like environmental factors? I find it so interesting that, you know, parents can have kids that are so different to them, but clearly Riley's parents are severely unhappy and her behaviour is like really having a negative impact on their life.
What's that?
Like, her mother is literally crying in the airport because of how she's acting. Surely at that point you've got to be like, I'm probably going a little bit far here, aren't I? The parents insist that her going on World's Strictest Parents is the last resort, and it's the final chance for Riley to sort herself out. However, Riley says that this show isn't actually going to fix her. I guess we'll find out at the end of this video who's going to be right there. But I do find it wild that the parents are like sending her to a country she's never been to when she's just turned 16. Like, I don't know if I could do that to my child, even if they were really naughty. I don't know how I would cope in this situation, but I just don't feel like I would send them to complete strangers who I've never met before in a country they've never been to. That's just a lot of trust the parents have got there. But you can definitely understand the parents' frustration with Riley, because when we learn a little bit more about how she behaves on a daily basis, I can tell why they would be frustrated.
I drink until I don't know where I'm walking, I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't know who I'm with. I've done speed and acid.
Alright. Well, straight in the deep end here. I guess that's the only way you learn how to swim. Yeah, I've done speed, yeah, I've done... I haven't even seen your house yet. I don't even know where you live. This is like the first thing she describes about herself. Obviously, the edit is probably not helping her here. They've just kind of cut all the boring stuff. But she's just turned 16, so she's doing all of this, like, you know, as a very, very young person. This is clearly not a positive thing. Do it at any time, but it's like a 15, 14, or even 13-year-old is a bit mental. And to me, this is like a clear funnel of why she'll have bad behaviour, because her hormones and her mood will be up and down, because she'll be on a come down, and then she's having spikes of adrenaline. Like, her hormones will be so messed up, especially at the age she is, where like they're currently developing and they're not fully developed.
I smoke bud whenever I have it. Me and my dad get along if I do what I'm told, which is never.
Do you know, if I was like a kid watching this, I would like kind of be in awe of these people, because I feel like I was just a quiet kid. Like, I used to look at people like this and go, fucking hell, they're cool. Like, I could never do that. They're hard as fuck, them. God, they're hard. Like, I used to envy that these people had like the audacity and the confidence to just kind of act this way, even though they're acting in such a negative way. It's so weird. I feel like later on in this episode, we're definitely going to find out why Riley might, like, you know, take all these substances and act this way. Like, like, she's not just doing this for doing its sake. Like, I wonder if there's some trauma or something along the line that has kind of led her down this path. Because her parents seem really nice, and she lives in, like, a really nice house. Like, look at this kitchen. That's a posh kitchen. They've got posh plates on display, man. This is a posh family. No, you can't use them plates. Them ones are for Christmas. Get off. Get off. And because the relationship between Riley and her parents is so bad, normally Riley stays at her friend's house, like she stays there for weeks on end. There's even been times where the parents have filed a missing person case because they haven't seen her in so long and they've had no contact. And I really do feel bad for the mum, because even if you think it is her fault, she still clearly cares so much for Riley, because every single time she talks about her on camera, she breaks down in tears. Like, this is clearly having such a detrimental effect on her life. But unfortunately, she just has no idea how to, like, discipline her or just, you know, get on her side.
It's my life. I should be able to make my own choices, do what I want to do, pay for it when I get older.
Yeah, this girl is going through it. They haven't made any reference to it, but this girl is clearly not feeling that great about herself or just feeling great in general. A happy person doesn't say that statement, I'm afraid. That is dark, like what she said there. We then meet the other child that will be staying in the same house as Riley and doing the process with her. This is Liam. He lives in Australia as well. However, he actually moved over from the UK with his parents. Apparently his parents moved to Australia to give Liam a fresh start, because apparently he's like a little bad boy. Their words, not mine. That's pretty crazy. Like, you know, normally you just kind of make them move schools. They moved to the other side of the world. What did this kid do in the UK that he couldn't escape from? I bet he's the one that nicked me bike when I was younger. I guarantee it was him. Liam's mum says that she's on the verge of kicking him out, and this show is his last chance to show her that he can behave and be a good person, because at this point, she's basically done with him. And when we do get to know a little bit about Liam, he is absolutely crazy.
If a person jumps off a cliff into the water, he'll jump off a higher cliff.
Already, right? He looks like the kid off This Is England. You know the one I'm talking about? That stare. Like, even I had to walk back. I was like, fucking hell, he's going to come out the screen. He was like breaking the fourth wall there.
I'm taking speed, LSD, mushies, weed.
I'm so baked.
Icky.
That's hilarious. Like, what year was this filmed where I'm just bait as like a banging meme? That's hilarious. He's going to pull out the Ugandan knuckles in a second. He seems to have took the same things that what Riley's took. So I guarantee they're going to have, you know, a little bit of rapport over that, and they're definitely going to terrorise these new parents somehow. Wait, how did they get the shot of him kissing that girl? Did he literally go to the cameraman? Oh, wait there, right? Watch this, fucking... Yeah, love, come here, fucking man. How did he just get that? That's what I want to know. Or did he go up to her and go, yeah, I'm actually, like, a bad boy? Or, like, how much of a bad boy? I'm literally such a bad boy that World Strictest Parents can't even solve us. Look at that cameraman, right? He's filming me there. You know what I mean? That's how much of a bad boy I am.
Broke the big wall in, and I broke the door in, and then he called the cops. He got a...
Oh, he's one of them. He's one of them. You go to his house for the first time, he shows you the hole in his wall. He's like, do you want to know who did that? I lost a game on FIFA, and then I just hied me controller off the wall. That was me. Bad boy.
In the last year, he's got quite big and quite strong.
Every time he abuses his mum, a piece of me dies away.
See, that's like next level of like evil, like intimidating your own mother. This isn't even like badly behaved. This is something else here. Like, this is really, really worrying behaviour. So I can really see why they actually are sending him on World's Strictest Parents. Like, I can see the vision here.
I hate him and I hate what he's doing to our family.
His mother just said she hates him. She hates him and she hates what he's doing to her fam. Hate. Do you know how much you need to do for your mother to say that on camera? That she hates your guts? Also, this short trailer of like who Liam is as a person has only lasted like 2 minutes, yet I've seen him shadowboxing for at least half of it. He's definitely one of those guys, like, you know, when you're at a party and like one of your mates goes, oh, I've got this mate, like, can I bring him his sound? And then he like starts shadowboxing, you're like, he's not sound at all though, is he? Why is he punching me plants? Like, if you brought him here, all of this would be all over. Do you know what I mean? He'd be a fucking bang, 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 get off. Tom Riddle's diary would be gone. That wouldn't be there anymore. You can't really see it, actually. Don't think me and him would get on. He'd probably stab us with the battleless fang.
Because he said to us one time, didn't he? He said, if I go to prison, did you come and see me? I said, no, mate.
What is this? This is the most mental montage I've ever seen. Like, what are those dance moves? Like, what? The producers are evil for that. The parents are talking about him going to prison, and he's just like... No wonder this has got 11 million views. I can already see how mental this is going to be. This kid is the epitome of just not giving a
At the end of the day, I just want him to be happy and just be the son that he was.
Again, I know a lot of people will like blame the parents, and you know, to an extent, rightly so, but this must be awful. Like, you've created a human, you love him so much, but he's just acting like a dick and just pissing you off every single day. Like, he lives to make your life a living hell. It must just be such a conflict of emotions and like head over heart and heart over head constantly. Liam's mum and dad say that they will do absolutely anything to just get him back to how he was before he was nasty. Clearly, you know, sending him to a brand new country, I mean, that probably clears the lines of doing absolutely anything. I've got a question, by the way, for you in the comments. How would you feel if you were like, you know, a misbehaving child and your parents signed you up to this show? Like, would you speak to them ever again? Like, I don't know how I would react. I think I'd just be fuming. But then, as I got older, I probably would understand if I watched it back. But at the time, I'd be like, you know what? Yous are dead to me. Fuck yous, right? You'll never see this face ever again. Riley and Liam then meet for the first time and say goodbye to their parents very lovingly.
Don't touch me.
Riley hates her mum. To be fair, she said don't touch me quite a lot. I don't know if that's some sort of like, you know, thing that she just doesn't like touch that much and her mum is just not listening to her with it. Some people do have that where they just don't like to be touched. Now, the country they will be flying to is New Zealand, which none of them have been to before, and they will be staying with Mother Yvonne and her family. They're a heavily Christian family. They go to church every single week and they have done for 25 years. Yvonne herself says that she's one of God's favourites, which already, that is pretty big main character syndrome right there. Yeah, he told us actually. Yeah, he told us in a dream that I'm one of his favourites. You're not, so unlucky. And honestly, I don't feel like I want to piss her off too much because she seems hard as hell. I probably shouldn't say hell actually.
No smoking, no swearing, blaspheming or disrespectful language.
Sorry, look at this family, man. The women look harder than the men. Like, if my family had to do a 5 vs 5 with this family, we'd have to run for the hills. All of them just look solid. They all look like they could beat me in a fight.
So these teens are coming, and I reckon they're going to think I'm a pushover. They're in for a shock because they will not push me over.
Oh my God, they're going to die here. This woman, she's got the Karen trim. She's got the boldness, the hardness. She's got the Lord with her. How are they going to defeat this woman? She's like the final boss. Yvonne actually works as a self-employed coach for people that are transitioning into adult life, like people that are having a bit issues, just kind of bridging the gap. So she says that she's perfect to appear on this show and help both Liam and Riley. She also says that there's no behaviour that will be new to her, like she's seen everything before. However, I feel like Riley and Liam might surprise her. They are two kids that have had two very unique upbringings, and I feel like they're going to break that statement that Yvonne's just said. I can see it coming a mile off. However, I do think that Riley and Liam are really going to struggle here.
So for them to go anywhere, they're going to have to negotiate the driveway. It's about 400 metres long and very steep.
Oh my God. Why do they always find people that live like in the middle of nowhere so they can't escape? Like, their driveway is 400 metres. What do you mean? That's the length of a track.
They're going to get a bit of a shock to the system.
Sorry, what does this mother actually do? Like, the kids are petrified of her own kids. They're all saying, oh, they're not ready for this. What is she going to do? Is she going to shoot them in the kneecap and tell them to walk the full 400 metres? I'm not going to put it past her. Liam and Riley are now en route to the house, and they're most worried about their addiction to taking substances because obviously they do it every single day, and it looks like they're not going to be allowed to take anything. So obviously that's just going to have their overall mood on edge straight away. I can see this being the biggest issue whilst they're here, because if you think that they act bad normally, like, just take away everything that they normally rely on to keep them chill, and that'll drive them absolutely mental. Nothing's gonna go wrong there whatsoever. They then arrive at the house and they meet Yvonne, Simon and the rest of the family, and then they get shown to their rooms.
There's no TV.
I bought you a journal. Yeah. So
There's a bracket, but there's no TV. Oh God. If they just didn't have a TV in the room, it wouldn't be creepy, but it's just the fact there's a bracket there, so there used to be a TV there. What happened to it?
here is a little journal for you.
Yep.
Because I think you're a winner already.
This reminds me of when I got put in isolation at school, and they're like, I know that you're a great person, it's just how we can figure out how you can always be a great person. I think you're a winner already. That is so funny, bless her.
We want to do all that we can to help you understand that God has created you for greatness. The religious.
Now, Riley mentioned in her intro tape that if there's one thing that she hates more than anything on this earth, it's religion. So clearly that's why they've put her in this situation. They always do this on these shows. So it'll be interesting to see how she kind of takes to this lifestyle moving forward with this episode. Now, within minutes of arriving, already Riley and Liam are misbehaving as they've nicked off to have a tab together.
And that's what teens do. They run in packs and they fight the common enemy.
She's acting like these teenagers are like part of the spec ops here, as if they've got some sort of strategy and tactic regime. To be fair, this is a very stressful environment for both these children to be in, and if they already smoke, they're going to need a smoke to just chill themselves out, because that's why a lot of people do smoke. So I can see why they have nicked off, because they're probably shitting themselves.
Afternoon tea.
Gotta be there in a sec.
Yeah.
Good.
Like, surely, if these people don't smoke, they're going to be able to smell the smoke on them. Like, they're going to know if they've just smoked there. At this point, Liam and Riley believe that they've gotten away with smoking behind the hedge. However, Yvonne introduces her secret weapon.
G'day, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Just want to let you know that Max is a drug dog.
Oh, is he?
Oh, okay.
You see, Liam straight away was like, oh, doggy. He said, what? A drug dog? Fucking... What? You could have told us when he came in. You snitch. That is mad that, like, you know, like, drug dogs are pretty much like the snitches of the dog world. I wonder if, like, other dogs, like, walk past them and go, you're a fucking snitch, you. You absolute snitch. Imagine being a dog and choosing that as your job, man. You don't even need a job. You've went out of your way to get a job as a snitch. God, no respect from me. I'm not sniffing your arsehole.
Before we start, kids, I'm going to give you the option.
Yeah.
Is there any drugs in the drawers at all?
No.
Any drugs in your property? Any luggage? Anything like that?
What the hell? That guy's a Geordie. Why is there a Geordie in this show? We've got 2 UK representatives now. Wow, this might be the first Geordie to ever go to Australia. Come on, we're international. They do seem pretty chill about this, so I wonder if they actually haven't brought any kind of, you know, substances with them. Obviously, they've got cigarettes, but I don't think they would have brought anything else because they seem dead chill. Obviously, they've both denied bringing anything, and Yvonne says that if either of them are lying, she's going to drive them herself down to the prison so they can spend the night in the cell, which is a little bit dramatic, I guess, but it really does kind of, you know, show them how strict these parents are going to be. Why is this so dramatic?
If Max finds any drugs, he'll sit.
Wow, fucking stupid dog. Stupid dog. Oh, I thought you was cute. He's just a snitch. That was so dramatic. Like, I was fully engrossed in that. I was, like, hoping that the dog didn't sit. This is Liam's suitcase that the dog is sat next to, which infers that there's possibly some illegal substances that Liam's carried over. So the drug man investigates his suitcase.
Liam has carried dope in the backpack in Australia, and it's that scent the dog has detected.
Way! The dog was wrong. Take that, you snitch. I don't know why I'm like fully against this dog. He's just doing his job. He's really cute, actually. I'm actually on the dog's side, I'm afraid. Just taking the mick. If the dog is watching, I don't want to hurt your feelings. Like the narrator's just said there, clearly he's had substances in the past in this suitcase, and that's why the dog thought there was something in, but there's actually not. So Liam isn't going to spend the night in the cell so far, because just when he thinks he's got away with it, the drug guy actually makes both him and Riley stand up, and he makes the dog sniff them from top to bottom. But again, the dog finds nothing, so they are in the clear. So that's good that they haven't started it off on a lie, because a lot of the time with World Strictest Parents, normally the kids just lie to kind of test the boundaries of the parents at the start. But they're being totally honest, so they're starting off on a really good foot here. But one thing I do want to note is straight away, this episode kind of locks you in because they build so much tension. However, you're rooting for the kids, even though you know that they're not necessarily the best people. It's almost like in a movie where, like, the main character's the villain and he's doing loads of bad stuff, but you're kind of rooting for him. It's a little bit like in Dexter, he's a serial killer, but you're rooting for him to kill people. I can definitely see why this episode is known as like the worst and the best one. But what's to come is even more mental. So straight after this, the parents then sit both the kids down and they kind of just like lay the laws out of what they expect if they're going to be living with them.
Both of them had their fingers in their mouth. They were holding onto their faces. So that was interesting body language. It was very protective.
These kids are getting overanalyzed to the minuscule thing. Does this mean you're being protective if I do this? I don't know. Like, is that a thing? If I'm doing this, does this mean I'm being protected? I feel like I'm just kind of just putting my hand somewhere because I'm a little bit nervous. I don't know if it really means protection. Maybe it does. I mean, I'm not a body language expert, but he's doing it. This little kid. What's he protecting? What's his darkest secret? Quiz him! Yvonne then asks them, have they brought any cigarettes with them? And they deny it. They lie for the first time, saying they haven't, but obviously we know that's a lie because we've seen them smoke previously.
We know you smoke, so hand over your ciggies. I'm not handing over shit.
The rules are a waste of time. Like, what are you going to do?
I can't believe they brought a dog, man.
That would be pretty mental. Like, you'd be like, oh my God, these people literally brought their own sniffer dog. They kind of test us. Like, that's crazy. Also, it must be mental being the cameraman, like, in an episode like this, where you see them kind of purposely being, like, naughty. Like, where you see them purposely misbehaving behind the camera, you must be like, oh, shit. It must be such a weird job to take. I wonder if he like accepts a cigarette as well. He's like smoking. He's like, well, I can't get told off for it. I mean, I'm not part of the process. He's probably the one supplying the cigarettes, man. Yvonne has then taken both of the kids to church, but she's not actually telling them where they're going until they get into the car, just in case they like run away or something. She also says that once they get to church, if they decide to not go in, then they're not going to get fed tonight. They'll have to starve, which is pretty crazy.
We thought we'd take you to the church.
I can't go into churches.
Can't you? What happens?
I burn.
I can't go into churches because I'm burned. That is funny. Just instantly you go in, it's like... You're just so evil that God is like, nah, mate, we're just going to have to kill you before you come in here. We can't have you ruining the vibe of the place, do you know what I mean? It's a certain type of vibe here. We don't really do the whole evil thing. In my opinion, I don't really think it's a good thing that Yvonne's lied to them because, like, they're going to get their back up already because they feel kind of betrayed and lied to. So they're going to want to act out even more. I get why she done it because Riley said she wouldn't have gone in the first place. But it automatically just breaks that trust and it just says that we can just lie to each other and it's completely fine as long as we get what we want. Like I said earlier, it's mentioned that Riley really doesn't like religion, and when they actually get to the church, she starts freaking out and then ends up just escaping.
I think they've done a runner, so you better run down there.
I'm not going to church.
This is so funny. They're not even really sprinting. They're just kind of walking and the parents can't catch them. Look at the dad. He's absolutely creased here. Exposed. He's loving this.
Here they are, Ken. That's it.
We're going home.
Sorry, where the did she just come from?
We're going home.
She just came straight out of a bush that was next to a fence. Like, it's almost like she just spawned in there. Did she just kind of reset the last checkpoint? That was wild.
I don't want to go to church.
We're not getting fed tonight, I told you that.
Oh, but you're my guardian. My mum would bash you.
It's almost like they're antagonising these kids. I know, like, they're pretty much out of control, so you need to put as much discipline on them as possible. But this is, like, really overwhelming for a first night here. Like, they haven't even had a full day here, and already I think it's just too much for them. They're just rebelling too much. Like, if you're trying to pull them this way so much, they're only going to pull in that direction as much as you're pulling in that one. I just feel like the intimidation tactic and the lying just isn't the right way to go here, but they're constantly pressing with it. In the intro, Liam's mom warned us about how bad his temper can get, and this is where we kind of first see him lose his temper. Honestly, like, this kid just shadow boxes everything. Like, literally everything. His gran could be there. He'd be like, fuck off, Danny. And there you can. Right, bet you weren't expecting that kind of combo, were you? Out like a light. Get out. There's the inheritance coming 5 years earlier. The parents and the kids then end up not actually going to church at all. They just return home once Riley and Liam accept going back in the car. And you'd think at this point when they actually get home, they'd chill out a little bit. You know, they've had a really kind of busy day. Maybe they just kind of want to unwind. However, that's not the case. They still misbehave.
Oh, no shit. I want to go to Willow.
What time is it shut?
It's over 10. I'm not scared of getting caught because I don't care.
You can tell these two kids feel invincible because they're like, if we get caught, what's the worst that happens? We're not going to die. It's almost like the consequences for like misbehaving when they're back home aren't that bad, so they just do it because they want to do it. Also, the show know what they're doing, like pairing these two people up, because if they were alone in this house, I guarantee they would be behaving a lot better. But when you put two people that misbehave together, it just creates this unstoppable force because they both want to kind of impress each other. It makes for great content though, and that's why they do it, obviously. But the fact they're walking 2k just to go to some shops just to piss Yvonne off is hilarious. The shithousery from these two is on another level. They're just relentless. They don't stop. And you can tell Yvonne already hates their guts.
She's just pure, utter selfishness.
Are you in there, Liam?
Do you know what would have been even funnier? Just the pettiness. They should have like put the pillows underneath, you know, the duvet, so it looked like they were just asleep. That would have made it 10 times better. I'm just saying, if you want to take this to the next level, guys, that would have been hilarious.
Simon? Yep. Better come down, love. We've got an issue.
Despite being underage, Liam has bought alcohol.
How did he do that? In a different country? This man is like insane. Did he walk in like Will from The Inbetweeners? Yeah, I'm just like a local man. Just moved into the neighbourhood, just trying to host a party. I don't see any crisps with him, so I think he just kind of went straight in there. I will give it a Liam. He's got a set of balls on him. Like, this kid is scared of nothing.
And you know what happens when you got no conscience? There's only 3 ways. Jail, institutions, or death.
Bloody hell. They've only nicked off to get some alcohol. Yeah, there's only 3 options here. We either take them to jail, we just lock them in solitary confinement, or we just kill them. So one of the 3. I'll tell you which one it's going to be later on. I will be interested to see later on in this episode if they give us a little bit more context into why they actually act this way. Because, like, the way Yvonne's talking about them as if they're evil, as if they're not even really people, they're just kind of, you know, have no emotions. They do have emotions, and there'll be a reason why they're acting this way. The show just hasn't given us that relevant context really yet. And even though it is funny to see Riley and Liam, like, misbehaving, it is really worrying at their age that they can't even go, like, a couple of hours without taking a substance or drinking alcohol.
It's mad though, I'm finally drinking. It's been 2 days. Can't stand it when I'm not.
Like, that says to me that she's dealing with something internally. Like, she can't go a single day without drinking at the age of 16. Like, you've clearly been through some shit for that to happen. That just doesn't happen just like as a normal 16-year-old. Yeah, 16-year-olds go out and get pissed and whatever, but to rely on it, she's dealing with something there that we haven't quite been told about. But they're definitely going to let us know by the end of this episode. I can feel it.
I'm so hungry. I could eat a fucking horse. Not bad, boy.
These are absolute menaces to society. They've just caused absolute mayhem, just ruined Yvonne and Simon's night, and now they're just eating a pie with some tomato sauce on the top as if they've just done nothing. This episode, man, is so good, but so bad. Yvonne and Simon then finally catch them after hours.
Well, look who I found, eh?
I mean, she's a piece of work. I tell you, she is a real piece of work.
It is interesting. Yvonne keeps saying that Riley's a piece of work, but she doesn't really ever say anything negative about Liam. She only focuses on Riley. But yeah, it looks like Liam's the one causing the most mayhem here.
You haven't been drinking?
No. Breathe on me.
You have been drinking? Get in the car. We're going home.
Again, I feel like she made a mistake when she lied to them at the start, because they're just going to lie to her all the time now because they can just use it against her that she lied to them. They used it against her that she didn't feed them, this is the reason why they've gone out. Like I said, they're just pulling in that direction as much as Yvonne's trying to pull in this one. It's just not working. I know it's very easy for me to say this because, like, it would be a lot more stressful if you're in it, but just from an outside perspective, this seems kind of clear to me what's going on here.
I have promised them that we're going to understand what a conscience is tomorrow.
Now, you'd think after this, after being out for hours, terrorising the local neighbourhood, getting pissed, eating a pie with tomato sauce on, then you finally get caught, you go home, you'd chill out, right? You'd put your feet up, you'd go, you know what, that was a good day's work, that. I've pissed off the entire community. I can be happy with myself today. They decide to misbehave just one more time before the night's out. Because why not? When you're on your holiday, right, the night's still young. Look at them, man.
What's she gonna do? Make me run a couple laps? Make me feed the chickens?
What's she gonna make me do? Feed the chickens? That was a terrible Australian accent, apologies.
So I will keep upping the punishment until they break. Simple as that.
I mean, you've already started at starvation, so how far can you really take this? You've even mentioned death at one point, Yvonne. What it seems to me here is it's just kind of like a battle of egos. Like, the kids have got huge egos. Obviously, Yvonne's got a huge ego because her job is, in her own head, like fixing people, and she can't fix these people as of yet. And it seems like she's not going to change her tactic, which is interesting, because I feel like, you know, if you do that job, surely you can adapt to any situation. I knew that this would be a behaviour that she's not seen yet. Like, these two are too unique. I wouldn't be able to deal with them. I'm just kind of giving my own perspective from, like, an outside perspective, but being in it, I'd probably be as stressed as Yvonne. I've nearly just bit me lip there. I have. That actually really hurt. Ow. Thanks for nothing, Riley and Liam. Now I'm going to be talking with even more of a lisp in this.
If you get out of bed again,
Yep.
I'm taking all your bed clothes.
You won't take my clothes.
Oh, I can do whatever I want.
No, you can't. That's what the devil does.
Riley, you're pushing this woman, and I saw in the intro, this woman is a woman you don't want to mess with. The little comment, you can't take me clothes, that's what the devil does. You know what you're doing there, you little bastard. You're gonna make this woman break the 10 Commandments. She's gonna face her cross down and do the evil on you. I don't know what that means. That sounded awful. Just quickly, Donuts, I want to say, if you haven't already, please do consider pressing the subscribe button. And then you know what? You're gonna have plenty of videos like this to binge watch when you have nothing else to do. Do it, and then you'll never miss an upload. Thank you very much. Yvonne says that she believes she can break Liam because he's a follower, not a leader. However, don't know what that means. However, Riley is a leader, and she's gonna take a lot more to break. And now to break her, she's taken her clothes and taken her duvet and taken all of the stuff that keeps her warm.
Can't sleep.
Well, you can lie in bed. It's taking everything. Anything where they can make themselves warm, it's taking it all.
I get your opinion on this in the comments. Like, is this just not the total wrong way to go about this? It's very extreme. It's one method. But, like, she hasn't fed them. She lied to them, took them to a place they didn't want to go to. She's had a drug dog, like, kind of inspect them, which was very overwhelming to begin with. And now she's taken away everything that keeps them warm. Like, this is almost like military levels of punishment here. It seems like she has no other kind of method to kind of deal with them. Like, this is the only method she knows how to get through to them. And it's just not working. No matter how much she punishes them, they're gonna pull in the opposite direction. It's clear as day.
After a few more hours of open defiance, Yvonne decides she's had enough.
And my prediction is right, because next they just kind of push away even more and become even more defiant, and then Yvonne punishes them one step further.
I'm turning all the lights off and I'm locking all the doors. Good night.
I think it was pretty clear I gave them a choice.
They're both warm enough. They've got nothing left to keep them warm. It got took away from them. They're warm enough. You know, the devil's keeping them warm while he burns inside of them.
If this is going to be a 7-day battle, let the games begin.
You got to give her like a bit of respect. She followed through.
Like, they're actually just locked out in the cold at this point. Like, Liam somehow got some gloves and wearing his coat, but Riley has absolutely nothing to keep her warm. And now she can't get inside because they've even locked the windows. So they're just stuck here in the freezing cold. Also, you've got to give respect to the cameraman, because why does the cameraman also get locked outside? Like, he's not done anything. Can he not just, like, film them from inside through the window? It's the fact he has to go through all of the punishments as well. He's probably like, guys, can you not just, like, behave? Like, I'm literally just, like, freezing me tits off right now. Do you mind just kind of, like, not back-chatting just for me? Like, for me, can you do that for me? I'll go and get some tabs from the shop for you for tomorrow, but just please, like, I'm literally freezing me toes off. The kids then spend the entire night outside, and they don't get to sleep until, like, 6 a.m, and they've got to be up, like, an hour later. And when they do actually get up, Yvonne and Simon are making them work out in the gym. However, they just don't want to do it because they're knackered.
Fuck it, I'm going to Macca's.
It's too far away.
I don't care, I'm going to Macca's.
Aren't you going?
No, don't feel like Macca's. I feel like sleep.
What is Macca's? Is that McDonald's? Is that what Macca's is? I need to know, is in it Australian slang? Yeah, I think it is. Okay. Can we just get some confirmation from Australians in the comments? I love that he just walks off. He's literally like, yeah, I'm going to Macca's. I'll see you in like 4 hours. Because obviously it's like a fucking age to get there because of where you live.
I'm trying to help you, Riley.
No, you fucking you just fucking locked me outside.
You chose.
No, you fucking locked all the doors.
I know a lot of people in the comments will be on the parent side, and that's totally cool. Like, I'm not really on any side here. I'm just trying to offer different perspectives. Like, can you imagine being Riley and Liam? I know it's because of their own behaviour, but obviously, like, they're used to taking all these substances. They're just cut themselves off from them, so automatically they're going to be, like, heightened stress-wise. They haven't been allowed to eat. They've had to sleep outside. Like, they're now getting told on 1 hour sleep they need to do a full gym session. Like, your head would just be on Mars. Like, I'm actually worried for their health here, because I feel like, you know, like, how are they going to function going to school and having to work? It's just not going to work. And just a side note, right? Like, Liam makes me absolutely crease. When he said he was going to McDonald's, which is like an hour away, I thought obviously he's not going to be going to McDonald's on like 1 hour sleep. No, he actually does go to the shops. He's apparently walked 6 kilometres to the local town.
Just gone into the shop, some Tyler's, and bought 4 energy drinks.
Oh, mate. I don't want to see what he does to their toilet when he gets home, man. He's had no food and he's just got 4 energy drinks. Oh, intestines are going to be crying for help. He's definitely one of those people that wakes up and straight away just downs a monster, just ready to terrorise everyone and anything in his path. Give us a monster and a Lost Mary, I can take the world on.
I thought my mum was strict. Now I've met this chick, man.
It's ironic that the drink that he bought is called Mother. because that's the one thing that he just keeps disrespecting. Surprisingly, Riley is actually abiding by the rules now because she's so hungry and she just wants fed, and she eventually does get fed because she's behaving. However, Liam's ego is like too fragile for him to like conform and just accept these rules, and because of it he hasn't ate still, and he genuinely looks like he's on the edge of death. Like, I'm actually really worried for him.
I mean, I feel like I'm flying, like I'm on speed. That's what I feel like, man. Like, I'm all up to itchy and shit.
Like, this is worrying. You've pushed him too far here. Obviously, like, he has to take responsibility for his behaviour, but he's really struggling health-wise here, and this is where you kind of, one person needs to let go of their ego just for his health. He looks like something out of 28 Days Later, man. What's going on? Look how sunken his eyes are and everything. This is someone who's, you know, definitely going cold turkey off a lot of substances that he usually relies on to keep him kind of sane.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry, bro.
Okay.
It's all good. It's all good.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to school.
How are you gonna go to school? There's not a single chance you're gonna make it through the day without eating. I hope they feed him before. They surely have to. Just feed him. Okay, just feed him. Okay, we'll deal with the behaviour after, but please give this man some food. The kids then get taken for their first day of school.
At school today, we're going to ask, do you smoke bud? And I say yes, we're going to ask them how they get it.
Like, that's your first thought of going to a new school. It's not like, oh, I hope people like us, you know, I hope I like fit in well. I just really hope that someone's got some bud. Otherwise, like, this is just going to be shit, innit? Like, it's just going to be awful. Now, apparently the school they're going to isn't actually like a normal school where you go to a classroom and stuff. It's like a school for people that are kind of struggling in life or fell into kind of the wrong life. It's run by ex-gang members who have turned their life around, and they also help other people do the same thing. Apparently the people that run this school, like, take zero which is evident straight away because one of the first shots they show of it is one of the teachers walking around with a weapon.
And Riley.
Riley, how you guys?
Suddenly,
Sorry. Why does this man have his own Lucille? 2 seconds, fella. 2 can play that game, you Come on, then. We'll have a battle. I'll keep this here, just in case I need to use it to defend my Liam and Riley. Okay, fellow Walking Dead fan. Love to see it. Unless he actually uses his. I don't use mine, it's just for show, you see. Just for show. But if anyone does, right, come to my house. Just know, right? I probably won't use it. I'll probably just cry, so don't. And straight away, Liam just feels too overwhelmed being here.
I feel sick, man.
Yeah, Liam, that might have something to do with you, you know, currently being starved and surviving on 4 energy drinks and not eating anything in like over 24 hours. I feel like that might have something to do with you feeling a little bit sick. I feel like you need to tell the teachers here. Like, they need to know about this, your current situation. The leader of this school is called Sully, and he was the leader of a gang once, and now he's changed his life around. But even he says that Liam is going to be one of his biggest challenges yet. So that just shows what kind of situation Liam is in at the minute. However, once Sully starts speaking to both the kids, they actually have a lot of respect for him. I believe it's probably because he's not trying to appear to be perfect and he's not trying to discipline them. He's kind of just talking to them, and they realise that he's also been through a bit of shit in his life. So instantly they can kind of relate to him that he's also been in a bit of a dark place. With Liam, Sully shows him a motorbike, and Liam's really into motorbikes, so there's like a natural kind of thing to speak about there. They're kind of just seeing it from the kids' perspectives and trying to find out what they're interested in, so they can kind of build a common ground. They also show him the boxing gym, and obviously we've seen like Liam loves to shadow box, so that's another interest for him. And Sully says that from the start of the day to now later on, Liam has made so much progress being here, and it's wild to see how much progress they've made in just a couple of hours being here compared to like the last couple of days with Yvonne and Simon. And I honestly think it's because Sully and his team of teachers are actually just treating them like people. They're not trying to like talk down to them, they're not trying to intimidate them, they're actually just kind of trying to understand why they feel this way and trying to just kind of relate to them and talk about their own experiences and talk about how they deal with how they're feeling angry in certain moments. It's a really healthy way of kind of coping with these kids. And because of this, the kids aren't pulling away, they're actually like pulling in the same direction as Sully. Whereas, like I've said, with the VOD, they just pull from opposite directions and just get further and further away from each other. The intimidation tactic doesn't work with these kids, no matter how much you do it. And once they return home, home, something really interesting happens as both Liam and Riley are actually like talking to Yvonne. They're sitting at the dinner table, they're eating, which finally is a positive thing that's happened here. And another weird thing that happens is Yvonne actually agrees to let both Riley and Liam have 5 tabs a day, whereas before they weren't allowed to have anything. So I wonder if she's like chatted to Sully and, you know, the team of teachers, because before she was so on the opposite scale of letting them do this. And I actually really rate that, because Yvonne's kind of like met them in the middle a little bit here, rather than just kind of like not sufficing and just kind of keeping that ego intact. She's kind of realised that this whole experience is probably really overwhelming for them, and if she can just offer them some comfort, they might start to listen to her a little bit more. It's just nice to see, because you never really see this in World Strictest Parents. Normally it's always a smoking ban straight away and just cutting it off like that, and it's really overwhelming for the kids. So hopefully now, like towards the end of their stay with Yvonne, they might actually cut off cigarettes altogether if they just kind of daily just kind of go off them, rather than just a straight cut. And I feel like overall this day has had more of a positive impact on Liam, because when it's time to wake up in the morning, he's straight away up and he's straight away training in the boxing gym with the trainer, and he's really enjoying it. However, Riley this time is really struggling, and she actually ends up fighting with Yvonne.
Abusing me, there was a bit of argy-bargy going on and all sorts of things happened.
Seriously, fuck off.
I know some people need just like, you know, some people just need like 10 minutes, right? I get that. Riley, I get it. But like Yvonne's not having it. Like she's woke her up and she's like, no, you need to get up right now. Clearly Yvonne has her ways of doing things and she wants them to do it a certain way, and Riley is just not here for it. But it is really great to see Liam like this, because Liam was, in my opinion, the biggest problem so far, and now he's starting to kind of have a little bit of a character arc here. She's decided to sleep on the floor, man. She looks dead on the floor. What was that? Yvonne then says if Riley acts how she did this morning, tomorrow morning, she's going to be punished even more. And this is something that Yvonne says all the time. She's always like, yeah, you're going to get punished more. Like, that's the only form of kind of teaching she knows, is just punishment. And because of this, they're making no progress with her, because they just don't respond well to it. I feel like a broken record here. Riley and Liam then get the option to stay with Yvonne for the full day, or they can go back to the same school as yesterday, and they both choose to go back to the school. And it's really nice because they're actually well behaved at this school, and one of the teachers from the school at the end of the day actually breaks down in tears because of how much he likes them.
These two are special, and also the uniqueness.
Oh, why does that make us want to cry? I can feel wetness behind my eyes, and it's not just the hay fever now. The fact this man's crying just because he thinks they're so sweet, like his job is just to help kids like this. This is so kind. And it shows that they're actually good people, like they're actually nice kids. However, it's not all sweet, because Riley says she's been hiding a secret this entire day.
I decided that I wanted to go speak to the girls that were there, like see how school is.
Hi.
Yeah, sorry, New South Wales.
Where's Riley gone?
Sorry, what is this edit? Has she killed someone? This is dramatic. Why? I'm so intrigued.
She pulled out a bud and she snapped it in half, and she's like, oh, here's 2 cones, like she'll give you 2 cones, have fun with it.
What, for free? Wow. Okay. I'm going to book myself a first class flight to New Zealand. No, I'm not. Seem very generous over there.
I'm a little bit nervous of getting caught, because if you get caught and I should call the cop. What can I do? Smoke it? You know, she doesn't find out.
Now, what comes next is actually really interesting, because obviously, I guess we all expect Riley to just kind of smoke it in secret. However, she actually goes up to Yvonne, tells her what's happened, told her that she asked for it, but she says that she hasn't actually smoked it, and she actually hands it over to Yvonne. And Yvonne's really proud of her, because she's actually been honest here.
Something's happened for you today, isn't it?
Yeah, like seeing how their lives are. It made me feel a lot better than I thought it would.
Oh no, I can feel the waterworks coming on already. You know, I'm going to cry by the end of this episode. I can see how the kind of arc of this entire storyline is driving more into like an emotional route now. Like, we've had a lot of the mental bits. I feel like it's going to take an emotional turn. This is such a pivotal moment in this young girl's life. Like, this is such a huge moment for her. She finally, you know, like made like the right decision here. Now, although Riley is now having a bit of a positive character arc, Liam is absolutely fuming, because she didn't tell him that she was in possession of this, and she also didn't tell him that she was going to hand it over to Yvonne.
It's how it just clicked tonight, you know? Like, I don't know, man, just something clicked about it, and I just fucking hate her.
You get one child, like in a really good space and the other one is evil, then you get this one in a good one and the other one just goes mental. It's almost like you just can't get them both to just synchronize. I don't want to like assume anything about Liam, but I do feel like, you know, mentally maybe he's not in control of the way he feels. Like it seems like his emotions like just spiral out of control either way. He's either really happy and then instantly he's like really sad or really angry. He's never just like moderate, he's never just chill.
Oh fucking god. Fucking kill him, man.
I mean, the bush didn't do anything though, did it, Liam? Right, just leave the bush out of this, come on. Just an innocent bystander in all of this.
I'm not even craving weed, you know. I'm off of drugs. Fuck's sake.
At the start,
I know I keep saying this, but can you imagine being the cameraman? Because you're the only person with him at this point, and he's talking about like killing people. You'd be like, all right, I'll just take a step back and just zoom in from now on. I'll just be at a safe distance, Liam. You just keep doing your thing, fella. You'd just be shitting yourself in the middle of the pitch black. You'd be like, is he going to rob me for this camera and then sell it and then just buy, like, something with it? Yvonne is driving around looking for Liam and she eventually finds him and he only gets more angry because of this.
I wasn't sure if he was actually going to hit me or not. Part of me, I guess, went into survival mode.
Did you see the look in his eye there? Like, that was pure rage. He was, like, ready. He was doing the bouncing thing that people do when they're pretending they're going to hit someone, but not really. You know, come on then, I'll do it. Oh, if he's not holding us back, you're lucky he's here. You'd be getting it right now. I definitely don't think that Liam is in control of how he's feeling right now because he seems like a really nice lad. It's just like whatever's in here just has a grip on him that he can't control.
Fuck off.
I threw a rock or something at the car, at the windscreen.
I'd be running him over at that point. Like, if he did that to me car, I'd be like, oh, then fuck off. No, I wouldn't. Just for the record, I wouldn't run over a child. Let that be known. Let the court hear that.
But I think the less I actually have to do with him now, the better, and I just follow him and let him walk himself out.
I feel like that's the best tactic because you're not riling him up. Every time he sees you, he gets more angry. You just need to let him kind of work this out. I know it's like easier said than done, but he's just getting more fueled with anger every single time he catches a glimpse of you. He's already nearly knocked you out and then thrown something off your car. This is a man that just can't be talked to right now. He's just seeing red. And also, this is one of the wildest things I've ever seen on like a reality TV show. Like normally with an episode you have like points in it where you're like, oh, they're kind of filling gaps here. There's no gap fillers in this. It's just carnage to pure carnage 24/7 and it's only gonna get worse. This is what I said in the intro, like it doesn't drop off. Like it just keeps getting worse. When you think it can't get any worse, it takes it to a new level.
I will smack you. Did you piss me off too much?
He's threatening her now. Like, this is actually getting, like, it's only him and her. Can you imagine how scared she would feel? You know, she's just trying to kind of look out for him here. She's trying to keep him safe. He's pitch black in a country that he has no idea about. He doesn't even know if this street's safe. She's literally just there trying to protect him and she's getting threatened for it. This goes on for a couple of hours more and then Liam actually arrives back on Yvonne's driveway and he's saying how sorry he is for what's just happened.
Just want to say I'm really sorry.
He says he's repentant, he's sorry, and look, I think he is.
We're not dealing with just a kid who's badly behaved here. We're dealing with, you know, a kid that is going through some serious mental health issues. Now his emotions aren't controlling him anymore. He's actually like looking at it logically and going like, what the hell did I just do there? That was crazy. Like I was really, really bad there and I wasn't like, it's almost like it's not actually him at the wheel. It's like someone else has took control and now it's him back. This is a mental health issue he's going through right now. He's not consciously making these decisions to misbehave, which is like the scary thing.
I can't have you in my house tonight. I will be alone with a man who has at least twice threatened to do me some serious harm.
And unfortunately, like for Liam, that's a total fair opinion for Yvonne to have. Like, you know, she's going to be alone with her grandson. Like, she has to look out for her own family safety at this point. Like, the behaviour that he's demonstrated there is really violent. And, you know, she doesn't know if he's going to flip when he's in the house and she's the only one in the house. Like, I can totally see this from her point of view. Like, she's got to be selfish here. And it's at this point the producers kind of have to step in and just book Liam, like, his own room in a hotel or something and just kind of make sure he's okay. Because this isn't reality TV anymore. This is, like, a serious matter where people's safety's at risk.
She will give me a second chance. See my sister grow up.
Secretly, she's probably quite afraid of you. That's where drugs will take you.
I actually feel so bad for him. Like, I know, like, he's the one doing all these actions and he has to take responsibility for it, but he just doesn't realise, like, he's just young and he's obviously taken all these substances, which is just driving him up the wall. Like, he doesn't understand why he does this. That's the most heartbreaking thing. After Yvonne leaves, like, Liam just spends time by himself just crying, and it's so sad.
I really, really want to change. I don't want to be like this anymore. This is my last chance because of my sister, you know.
And hopefully, like, what he's saying here, hopefully this is a realisation moment for him to get help, because if he goes back home and doesn't do anything to kind of, you know, get help for this, he's just going to go back to how he was and go back to how he was in this episode as well. Like, action needs to be taken here, especially from his parents as well, if they can help him somehow to get help, because this just won't go away. This is really, really deep, and I feel so bad for him. Like, can you imagine how alone he feels right now? And can you imagine how alone his parents feel, like, having to deal with this all of the time? Like, yes, he's going through it, but also everyone in his life is also going through it as well. This has detrimental effects on everyone around him. They don't really tell you where Liam spends the night. They just tell you that he's safe and he doesn't spend it in Yvonne's house, which Yvonne said, like, she drew the line saying this is not happening, and rightly so. However, the next morning he does return to Yvonne's house and he apologises again, and then Yvonne hands him a handwritten letter from his mum, and already, like, I feel like I need to get some tissues because this is gonna make me cry. No! What are you trying to do?
Dear Liam, how did we ever get here, love? We are so sad because we feel we are losing you.
You can't come back to the parents reading it out. It's not, we can't do that. That's just not fair. You can't do that. What are you trying to... Him reading it's bad enough. Whoever produced this, you're a bastard. Definitely the same person that produced The Notebook, the only film to make me cry, I think.
I know you love your sister.
And she loves you but gets confused. And we worry they will have a detrimental effect on her future.
This is deep. This is deep. I feel like they're really trying to kind of get through to him. Like, if you don't care about us, what about your sister? Because obviously he's just going to have that kind of paternal kind of, you know, feeling towards his little sister. Like, he's the protector of his little sister. His little sister might be the key for him to change, because it's enough motivation for him to keep going.
I want you to respect yourself and care about the people that surround you and love you.
All I love, Mum and Dad.
I just know that he's going to be feeling so alone right now, and I really just hope that, you know, this show have given him like a good kind of support system. I really hope that World Strictest Parents or the network that's produced it is, you know, paid for some sort of help for him as well after this show. Obviously this happened before mental health was really talked about and was really taken seriously, so I have no idea if that's a reality that they would do that then, but I really hope that somehow they've helped him. After he's finished reading the letter, Yvonne then takes him and Riley to go skydiving. However, she says that Liam isn't allowed to actually participate, he just has to watch because of the behaviour that he demonstrated yesterday, which obviously is sad because it would have been nice to see him kind of do this. Like, it's quite a good activity that Yvonne set up, because a lot of times when people go to rehab because they're, you know, addicted to substances, they're used to getting an adrenaline rush. So, like, doing skydiving, you're almost like mimicking an adrenaline rush, and it's something you can get addicted to, but that's a lot healthier. Obviously, a lot more chance of dying. Actually, I don't know if it's a more chance of dying. I don't know what the stats are like on that. I guess if you do it enough, they probably would level out. But Riley is allowed to participate, and she definitely gets the benefits from doing it.
Drugs compared to bungee jumping. Nah, bungee jumping was better, I reckon.
Come on! Come on, love. Exactly. Except it's probably a lot more expensive, so I don't know if you're going to be able to just do this every single morning. Like, imagine that being part of your morning routine. Have a coffee, have some Weetabix, go on a skydive. I mean, that's the life, innit? Although you're probably, you know, risking getting a heart attack probably a little bit earlier, spiking your levels that much. It's also nice because when Riley gets home, because she's had such a good day, she also gets a letter from home.
In the past, you have given us many proud moments as parents, but right now, we honestly feel, Riley, that you have lost your way.
I thought they were going to go, but honestly, right now, Riley, we think you're just a bit of a twat.
We would like to think that on your return home, that all the negative thoughts and behaviours will be replaced with a more positive outlook on life. Love always and forever, Mum and Dad.
I feel like their letter wasn't as emotional. Like, it wasn't really talking from, like, a mother to daughter bond. It was more just kind of like, we want to, like, very straight, logical, we want to eradicate that behaviour. And I feel like that one was a lot less emotional than what Liam's was. And that might be because Riley's mum and dad have, like, checked out emotionally just so they don't get hurt anymore when, you know, they're disappointed again. But it would have been nice to see them kind of talk a little bit more just about their feelings, and just so Riley can kind of see things from their point of view. A lot like what Liam's mum and dad did. Now that they've both had their letters and the day days are progressing faster. Both Riley and Liam are actually behaving really well, and their relationship with Yvonne has improved so much. Like, they're laughing together, they're joking. And because Yvonne thinks they're doing so well, she's actually asked if they want to talk in front of one of her, like, meetings that she has with loads of other kids. And what's even cooler is Yvonne is secretly flying out both of their mums to watch them in secret give this talk, which is going to be so nice to see, like, the progression from when they left them to now. And it's definitely, again, gonna make my eyes water. Okay, calling it now, just before it happens, so it's not a shock.
Since being here, I've changed the way I think, because I feel respect for other people that respect me, and I'm pretty lucky I didn't wake up with a hatchet in me or something, you know?
You can tell that Liam definitely, like, uses humour to kind of cope with feeling sad. Like, that's very much like me. It's definitely one of his coping mechanisms. He's not really talking too deeply here, because he doesn't want to be vulnerable in front of people that he doesn't know. Like, that's understandable. But this is, like, a big thing for him, and hopefully this trip here has really kind of changed his perspective, and I'm really rooting for him.
Nah, seriously, thanks for showing me the balance between love and discipline. Thanks a lot.
It's now Riley's turn, and her speech is a lot more emotional.
But I was emotionally scarred by one time when I ran away from home with an older man. But while being there, some nasty things happened that I never thought would.
Fucking hell. Bloody hell. Jesus. Oh my God. That actually is wild. Like, the fact that they've never referenced that in the entire episode. I knew something like that. Like, not that exactly, but I knew that this girl must have been dealing with some trauma. Like, obviously she's opened up there about what seemed like a guy that's a lot older used her, and obviously this is like a pipeline of why she's probably relying on drugs and alcohol to kind of numb her and numb how she's feeling, and her misbehaving is almost like a front, a shield, so that she can't be hurt. She acts as if she's invincible and as if she's got no feelings because she doesn't want to be hurt again. And that's what a lot of vulnerable people do. They, like, kind of put like a big wall shield so that you can't break it, so they can't feel down how they've felt in the past again. Now that we know this about her, it actually feels so, like, this is so sad. Like, going through that at any age is horrific, but for a 14-year-old to have to, like, you know, go through that'll stay with her forever. Like, until the day she dies, she will never forget going through that. And I just hope that she finds, like, healthier methods to she's never going to forget it, but to heal from it and just be able to live like a normal life without relying on all this crap to kind of keep her going. But I'm just thinking of little comments that she said previously in this episode, like in the intro, where she said, oh, I can just deal with like all of the things I'm doing now when I'm older and it'll take years off my life. No wonder, because she's struggling so much up here. No wonder she doesn't want to be around. And also, just last thing, that's so brave of her to say in front of, like, you know, millions of people watching on the camera, but also just in front of actual people in real life. Like, hopefully this will be a real turning point for her, bless her. Also, I wish that she named that person that did that to her. That awful person.
She's made me realise so many things, but the main thing being how important family is. A special thank you from the bottom of my heart to Yvonne.
You are an absolute star. This episode it's the worst and best episode. Worst because it's mental, but best because, like, it has everything. It's mental, it's funny, it's like sad, and it just proves, like what I said in the intro, these people aren't evil people. They're not evil kids. They've been through things that have made them the way they are and make them act the way they do, and it's about understanding them. And that's why when Yvonne was constantly punishing them, she wasn't understanding them. And then when they went to the school was the one that first understood them and helped Yvonne kind of, you know, improve them. School was so vital here, and I hope that it gets the recognition it deserves. After this, they then get surprised with the entrance of both their mothers. Oh, you know what, fuck, I don't even have any commentary for that. Just wow, this was a roller coaster. Jesus. Both of the kids then say their final goodbyes to both Yvonne and Simon, and they actually get her a present as well. I think it's like a tour guide of Australia in case she ever decides to come.
At one point, Riley said to me, Eva, you've really changed our lives, but have we changed yours? This will be the most profound week probably of my life.
Make me proud, eh?
It's just so sad because even though they are, you know, really badly behaved people, they're just kids. They're literally just kids, and that's what makes it so innocent and so sad. They're just trying to work this shit out up here. They then return home, and Liam sees his dad for the first time since he left, and one interesting thing his dad says is this is the first time he's actually had eye contact with Liam since he started misbehaving. Normally when they speak to each other, Liam just has his head down as if he's kind of ashamed, and it seems like Liam's got a little bit more self-respect for himself because, you know, he's been acting really good towards the end of this week, so he probably feels good in himself and confident that he can actually look his dad in the eye and feel proud of himself. And the pair both say to the camera that they're going to try and cut down on their substance abuse and kind of just try and find healthier ways to manage how they feel. Now after this, the episode ends, and in terms of short-term updates, we have a little bit. It says Riley returned to New Zealand to live at Yvonne and Simon's, but is now back home with her family on the Gold Coast, which is interesting. So clearly she loved being at Yvonne's house. Like, she actually went back to that cut. That's wild. I wonder if it's because she wants to kind of always feel how she felt at their house, and she just feels like that's the best place for her. It also means she's away from the crowd that, you know, sucks her into doing all of this bad stuff. Like, she's just completely out the country, so she can't get dragged into it. She has the occasional cigarette, but says she hasn't touched illegal drugs. Now, that's a real positive. That'll hopefully help her mood and hopefully help her just kind of recover. And hopefully she's talking to her mum and dad about what she's been through, what she mentioned in that speech in front of everyone, because that'll only help her to kind of, you know, process what she's been through. Now, Liam's update is a lot worse. Liam's good behaviour didn't last. He's again trying to patch things up with his family. He is yet to join a boxing gym. Now, I did say with Liam, unless he actually gets professional help, that he's just gonna go back to his normal ways, because I feel like with Riley, she is able to kind of process what she's going through a lot more than Liam, because there's something to process. With Liam, he doesn't actually know why he's acting this way, which makes it a lot tougher for him to work things out, because he can't pin his behaviour down to anything. So that's such a sad short-term update from Liam. In terms of like overall updates, like to this very day, tracking down where they are now is actually really hard. There's no public information as of this day. The last thing was 2011, which was the short-term update I've just give you. There's no articles, there's no mainstream media coverage of it. I couldn't find any social media accounts, and I don't quite like to, you know, go past that and try and find out, because clearly if there's nothing public, they don't want anything to be public. They're not even mentioned in like where are they now subreddits that they have on the contestants that have appeared on this show, so that tells me that they kind of just want to kind of live offline, and obviously I just want to respect that because that's their wishes. But I hope you have enjoyed this video, Donuts. Honestly, I've loved this, and I'd love to do more World Strictest Parents, so let us know if you'd like this in the comments. If we hit 5,000 likes, that's a good indicator for me when I go back to this video to plan another one. And yeah, I've actually done another video on World Strictest Parents on the most brutal episode, which is a UK version, so if you want to go watch this, go and do it. You'll enjoy it. See you in the next one, Donuts.